Sometimes the greatest love stories begin with the hardest choices. In a quiet village where dreams seemed as distant as the stars, lived Elena, a girl whose heart burned brighter than her circumstances allowed. At 20, with eyes like sapphires and hair that caught sunlight like spun gold, she possessed nothing but everything that mattered. A soul that refused to surrender and a family that held together through every storm. Eleanor's world was small, a humble cottage, well-worn books, and endless dreams of something more. But on one golden morning at the village market, destiny wore the face of a stranger. His name was Daniel, tall and dark-haired with a smile that could melt winter itself. Born into wealth and privilege, heir to vast estates and ancient family names, yet he carried himself with the humility of someone who understood that riches meant nothing without kindness. As their eyes met over baskets of fresh fruit, another voice called out warm, familiar, loyal. Elena. It was Sophia, her dearest friend, her chosen sister, the one person who had never stopped believing in Elena's dreams, no matter how impossible they seemed. Sophia approached with that knowing smile, studied Daniel with sharp, protective eyes, then turned to her friend. Anyone who wants to know you better should know you're extraordinary, she said, her voice carrying both warning and blessing. From that moment, 3 hearts became intertwined. Daniel and Elena discovered love in stolen conversations by the river, in shared laughter beneath ancient oak trees, in dreams whispered under starlit skies. Sophia watched it bloom, her own heart both celebrating and quietly breaking, for she too had come to cherish Daniel's gentle strength and unwavering loyalty. That love, she believed, was not about possession. It was about wanting the beloved's happiness above all else. When Daniel finally took Elena's hands and spoke the words that would change everything, Elena, you are my heart, my future, my everything. Will you marry me? Her tears fell like rain after drought. Yes, she whispered. Yes, Daniel, I love you beyond words. Sophia stood witness to their joy, her smile radiant even as her own heart learned a different kind of love. The love that gives without taking, that celebrates without claiming. But fairy tales live in books, not in the real world. Daniel's parents heard whispers of their son's intentions and summoned him with cold fury. "You cannot marry a village girl," his mother declared, her voice sharp as winter wind. "She has nothing, no family name, no fortune, no place in our world." His father's agreement was swift and final. "Choose someone suitable, someone who can elevate our family's standing. This infatuation ends now." Daniel's heart shattered, but his voice remained steady. "Elena is intelligent, kind, and stronger than anyone I know. Love isn't measured in gold or family trees." But his parents' ultimatum was brutal. "Marry her, and you're no longer our son. No inheritance, no support, no family." When Elena learned of this confrontation, her world crumbled. That evening, she sat with Sophia beneath their favorite tree, tears streaming down her face. "Maybe I should let him go," she whispered. "I can't destroy his future for my happiness." Sophia took her friend's trembling hands. "Elena, real love sometimes demands the greatest sacrifices. But remember, whatever you choose, you're not alone. I'll stand with you through anything." The next day brought the hardest conversation of Elena's life. "Daniel," she said, her voice breaking, "I can't be the reason you lose everything. Maybe we were never meant to be." Daniel's face went pale, his world tilting off its axis. "Elena, you are my everything. But if you truly believe this is right, I'll respect your choice. Just know that I'll love you until my last breath." They held each other as their dreams dissolved, two hearts breaking in perfect unison. Sophia watched from nearby, tears streaming down her face as she witnessed the death of a love so pure it deserved to conquer the world. "The strongest love," she whispered later, comforting Elena through the endless night, "is sometimes the one that sets the beloved free." Days became weeks, weeks became months. Elena moved through life like a ghost, smiling for her family while her heart remained frozen. Sophia never left her side, bringing evening conversations under the stars, gentle reminders that broken hearts could still beat with purpose. Meanwhile, Daniel threw himself into desperate attempts to change his parents' minds, pleading, reasoning, begging, but their hearts remained stone. Then fate intervened with cruel irony. Eleanor's father collapsed in the fields, struck down by sudden illness. With no money for proper medicine, the family watched helplessly as he grew weaker. Elena became his constant guardian, sitting by his bedside through endless nights, praying for miracles she wasn't sure she believed in anymore. Sophia coordinated help from neighbors, organized meals, and held the family together through sheer force of will. When word reached Daniel in the distant city where he'd been sent to forget, he didn't hesitate. He arrived at Elena's door carrying medicine, warm clothes, and hope. "I heard about your father," he said simply. "Let me help." Eleanor's tears came fresh and fast. "You shouldn't be here," she whispered. "But thank you. Thank you for caring." Daniel returned again and again, not as a lover seeking reconciliation, but as a friend honoring a deeper commitment. He repaired their roof, carried water, spoke gently to Elena's father, and slowly, miraculously, the old man began to recover. Sophia observed it all with wonder. "Sometimes," she told Elena one evening, "love returns not to claim, but simply to give." As Elena's father regained his strength, the three friends found themselves at another crossroads. "You've given us everything," Elena told Daniel as they sat in her family's small garden. "But nothing has really changed. Your parents still won't accept me." Daniel looked into her eyes with quiet determination. "I don't need their acceptance anymore. I've learned to stand on my own." Sophia, who had spent months watching these two hearts dance around their destiny, finally spoke with the authority of someone who had loved them both completely. "Stop being afraid," she said, her voice gentle but firm. "You've waited long enough. You've proven your love through sacrifice, separation, and service. Now prove it through courage." The wedding was small but radiant, a celebration of love that had survived every test the world could devise. Elena wore simple white. Daniel stood proud beside her, and Sophia served as maid of honor, her smile genuine despite the bittersweet ache in her chest. Daniel's parents remained absent, their silence a wound that would take time to heal. But Eleanor's family embraced their new son with joy that filled every corner of their humble home. Moving to the city brought new challenges. But Elena and Daniel faced them as true partners. She found work teaching children. He built his business with integrity and determination, and together they created a life that money couldn't buy. Sophia visited often, bringing news from the village and the gift of her unwavering friendship. Years flowed like a gentle river. Children came, filling their home with laughter and purpose. Elena taught them strength and compassion. Daniel showed them courage and humility, and Sophia became their beloved aunt, the keeper of family stories and the guardian of dreams. She had chosen her own path in the village, opening a school for girls who needed someone to believe in their potential. As Elena and Daniel grew old together, sitting on their porch watching grandchildren play in the fading light, they reflected on their journey. Do you ever regret how hard it was? Elena asked, her hand still perfectly fitted in his after all these years. Daniel smiled, his eyes holding the same love that had captured her heart at the village market so long ago. Every struggle made us stronger. Every tear made our joy more precious. Sophia joined them, silver-haired now, but eyes still bright with mischief and wisdom. You taught me something beautiful, she said, settling into her favorite chair. Love isn't just a feeling, it's a choice you make every single day. You chose each other through poverty and wealth, separation and reunion, doubt and faith. Elena nodded, watching the sunset paint the sky in shades of hope. We're still choosing each other, she said softly. They had learned that true love isn't about fairy tale endings, it's about writing your own story, word by word, choice by choice, heartbeat by heartbeat. Their love had conquered not through magic, but through persistence. Not through perfection, but through commitment. They had proven that when two hearts refuse to surrender, when friendship stands as strong as passion, when love chooses to serve rather than possess, that's when ordinary people write extraordinary stories. And in the end, surrounded by the family they had built and the love they had fought for, they lived not just happily ever after, but meaningfully ever after, hearts full, dreams fulfilled, and love eternal.